Hey, Tourpreneurs, it's Mitch Bach, and just a quick note before we begin today's episode. Tourpreneur is currently sponsored by Google. We're thankful for their support of our community, and we are offering with them a completely free course helping you unlock the power and potential of Google's Things to Do program, which is specifically helping tour operators add their tours to Google in new ways that gives you new exposure and more direct bookings. To learn more, go to tourpreneur.com/Google. And as always, show notes, more resources, links to our newsletter, our business coaching community, and so much more are available on tourpreneur.com. Now to the episode.
Today's episode of the Tourpreneur podcast is kindly sponsored by Checkfront, the booking platform trusted by over 5,000 tour and activity operators around the world. This month, Checkfront is offering an exclusive 90-day free trial for tourpreneurs. Find out more at checkfront.com/tourpreneur.
Welcome to the Tourpreneur podcast. Travel industry veteran Shane Whaley will take you on a journey with fellow tourpreneurs, sharing their tips, ideas, insights, and success stories to inspire you to make your tour business the best it can be. And now, here is your host, Shane Whaley.
And welcome to day 21 of the 30-day Tour Operator Challenge. We're joined on today's episode by Ryan of Checkfront. How are you, Ryan?
Doing good, Shane. Thanks for having me on.
Absolute pleasure. What's today's challenge?
Today's challenge is designed to help tour operators in an area of their website that's often overlooked, but it has a huge impact on the business, and that's website speed.
Oh, yes.
So today we're going to be looking at encouraging operators to test load times of their web pages, not just on desktop, but try it on mobile, try it on a few different browsers like Chrome and Safari, Internet Explorer, whatever you have on hand. It doesn't really take long for potential guests to abandon a website. So you'll want to make sure that the website speed isn't the main blocker why people are leaving.
How can we test page speed? Because it may be, and this happens to me all the time with Tourpreneur, where it may be like my local internet connection is slow and it's not actually the site. How do we go around finding out like a score or a grading for our website speed?
Yeah, a good rule of thumb if you're testing it out and about, or if you're trying on different networks, is about 3 seconds or less, but there's lots of free tools. One of my personal favorites is PageSpeed Insights by Google. It gives you tips based on the domain you run. So you enter in your domain and it runs a bunch of different tests on your web page, on all the web pages, and kind of highlights some of the areas where you might want to look at.
Yeah, it does. I actually just run it on mine recently and I was devastated to see it gave me a score of 24 out of 100.
Oh, no.
So I have some serious work to do because it's not just the person who's landing on the page and waiting for it to load. As I understand it, you can get penalized by Google if your website takes too long to load.
Yeah, Google does, try to make sure that the search results help the people searching them. So it does play into the algorithm a little bit.
Yeah.
But there are some, handy tips that people can do too to make website speed. Some of the things that I've seen from our tour operators here at Checkfront is image sizes. It's one of the biggest one, most common ones. Tour operators will have these beautiful images and they should be using them because it's a really great way to communicate to customers what the experience is like. But sometimes those file images, the raw ones you get, it could be a couple hundred megabytes, which is quite large. So you'd want to compress them down. And again, there's lots of free tools to do that to under 1 megabyte. It's kind of another good rule of thumb. But sometimes it's not just the image sizes, it's the hosting or the bandwidth on your website.
Yeah.
So it's another good opportunity to see if there's maybe you started out on the base plan for your web hosting and they offer a couple other higher speed options for web hosting. It might be time to upgrade your bandwidth. There's also plugins on WordPress. If any listeners, lots of plugins. But WordPress is a very theme-heavy website builder, and sometimes that can come with lots of styling sheets or JavaScript. And the keyword that you can search for different types of plugins is Minify. So a Minify plugin will help make all that style sheets in JavaScript just a little bit shorter, so it's faster to load your website. So a pro tip for those that are using WordPress.
Yeah. You actually give 8 ways to make your site faster. That's on the PDF, which I say everyone can get at tourpreneur.com/challenge for, investigating this. And as you say, the PageSpeed's Insights page will give you ideas of what to work on. And I laugh when you mention plugins, because very often in my case, it's just I haven't updated them. And
right, yeah, that's another thing.
I've noticed a big difference in PageSpeed sometimes when I've just gone in and updated plugins and then whoosh, something was holding it back. So that's something to be aware of as well.
Yeah, that's definitely something with WordPress. It does require a little bit of maintenance. So going in and making sure that you're using the latest plugins is super helpful for PageSpeed.
Marvelous. Well, thank you very much again. That's all of these challenges, all of these daily challenges are really important in being as efficient as we can in our business. And testing website speed is right up there, in my humble opinion. Ryan, thanks a million for coming on the show.
My pleasure, Shane. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Tourpreneur podcast. Be sure to visit tourpreneur.com to join the conversation and access the show notes, including links to the resources mentioned on today's episode. This is Tourpreneur.